All right, guys, I'm here with A-Dubs. We're on site for him doing a job here on this beautiful RV. I just want to ask him some questions on how he prepares himself as a mobile detailer to go out. Every job's obviously different. Al, first introduce yourself. I know you've been a guest of ours before, and tell us how things are going for you, and let us know what's new with you. I know you're doing some PPF and tint, so I'll shut up now.
Hey guys, my name's Al. I'm with A-Dubs Mobile Car Wash. Been detailing about 3 years professionally. When you're going out to a job, you want to make sure you have everything you need. The last thing you want to do is go to a client and say, hey, oops, I forgot something. So you always bring everything you need. Bring the kitchen sink and the utensils if you need them. I'd rather have a whole bunch of stuff with me than not have things that I need as I'm going forward. Big things, make sure you got enough soap. If you're bringing your own water, make sure you have enough water for your job. Drying supplies, waxes, and then I have what I call an oops kit. Let's just say something happened to the paint and you don't have a polisher with you, you don't have your compound. Let's just say something happened to the paint.
But wait a second, you're not gonna leave that behind because you gotta bring everything but the kitchen sink.
You gotta bring it all. You gotta bring it all.
So what's the oops kit if you don't have a polisher?
Oops kit, you have to have it. That's what I'm saying. You bring the kitchen sink and the utensils with you.
Okay, so the polisher's in the
It's in the van, absolutely.
I got
That's your oops kit. You gotta have it.
So how do you go about making sure for this particular job you're going to have everything? What kind of questions are you asking the customer before you go out to their location? Because back when I had my detail business, I'd always ask people, oh, well, is there room in your garage? Can I at least work in there? And it's kind of like asking the customer how dirty their vehicle is. It's never that dirty. So they always say, oh yeah, there's room. What they don't realize is you're there to work on the car. There's enough room to barely walk by their car. And so it's like, well, gee, I thought I didn't need my pop-up today because I was going to a customer's house that said there was room. There's no room. There's room to park the car in there, but that's it. So what are some of the things you do to make sure you're asking the customer the right questions? What questions are those to make sure you have?
Yeah, one of the big things is room. I'll ask them if they have shaded spot for me to actually be able to work in. If they don't have that, I'll bring them to my shop. If that doesn't work,
but then you're not mobile anymore.
Then I'm not mobile anymore, and that's a big negative for the customer. They really like to be able to sit, watch TV, drink lemonade while you're out there making their vehicle look beautiful. So that kind of takes away from the mobility of it. But if I know I'm gonna be on site and that's just not gonna be in the plan, I need to know what kind of coating do you have on your vehicle? Is it coated? Is it protected?
When was the last time it was detailed?
When was the last time it was detailed?
How bad is it?
How bad is it? Can you send me some pictures?
A lot of those questions, mileage, age, last time it was detailed, really is all these professional detailers need to know, because that's when you can make your educated professional assessment of what I'm getting into. Pictures always help, right?
Pictures help a lot. You can actually see etching. You kind of know what kind of monster you're dealing with when you see a vehicle for the first time and the customer for the first time. Always show up. One of the biggest things, I don't care what anyone says, but this is what I always do. Always dress professional. Always.
Yeah.
If you have a logo, put a logo on. You don't want to show up in a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. They don't know who you are. And you know, always be very professional when you do things like that. But you know, as you're interviewing the customer, you know, you're being polite. You're just digging for information. What you're doing is you're making a recipe for the cake you're about to bake. So hey, you don't have a ceramic coat, so I know your paint's going to be unprotected. Potentially, you're going to need maybe some paint correcting, maybe a little bit of some wax. So you're building a case for the patron when you get to the house. You go there and you're like, hey, I've tested your paint out. You do need a little bit of protection. Let's do a stage 1 paint correction on this. A lot of things that you don't want to do with a first-time customer, sometimes just start them off with a nice basic wash, wipe down, little wax, spray wax at the end, and let them know, hey, going forward, if you want your paint to look a little better, we can do with a stage 1 paint correction, and this is what that entails. The stage 2 is X, Y, and Z. I would recommend a ceramic. These are the things that you'll need going forward if you want to keep your car looking its best. One of the $1,000,000 questions is always ask your customer, how long you want to keep your car? Is it going to be something you're keeping for the next 3 years, or you're getting it back? So
today you knew you were coming out to do this RV. So why don't you show us the van and how you got ready, knowing what you'd need to use today to take care of this RV and what was required. Now, what are we doing to the RV today? Just a maintenance wash?
So we're going to do a maintenance wash.
You said it was ceramic coated.
Ceramic coated.
Okay.
So one of the main things I know, we're talking about a big surface area.
Yes.
Number one, if you're bringing your own water, make sure you come with full tank. That's just kind of number one.
And you got deionized or
I have deionized spot-free water. That's one of the...
Gives you more time to work. If
more time to work.
Big unit like this is not all the way in the shade.
Right. If you're working in direct sunlight, it's a must. You'll have calcium deposits all over the car. Okay, you can't get to it quick enough, so deionized water is it's a time saver, helps you. The biggest thing, the next, make sure you got enough soap. You're talking about surface area. This thing is vast. You're gonna be filling up your jugs pretty frequently for just one side. You don't wanna run out of soap. Make sure you have good soap, and whatever drying aid or whatever this particular customer uses a product, a bead maker. It has a wax, it's a protectant, all in the same. So this customer wants that applied to their vehicle. So those are the things that you must make sure you have. Hey, this customer says they want bead maker. I have bead maker with me. So things like that. Whatever's gonna help you make that vehicle look shiny, perfect, and to perfection, that's what you wanna build. You wanna bring that, you wanna build that with whatever you're bringing. Make sure you have the proper soaps, your drying towels, 70-30 blends, some of them. They wanna know what kind of microfibers you're using. You wanna make sure you have the gamut of everything you need. Definitely for a vehicle like this, you got glass, make sure you got glass cleaner. This thing has like 35 windows, so you wanna make sure you have all your drying aids for that. You wanna make sure you have your window cleaners and things like that.
Now, as far as the RV goes, it's tall, you need ladders.
For this particular customer, they actually have some things on site.
Cool.
They have some scaffolding. They have some scaffolding here. They got some ladders.
This is the storage where they keep it. So
correct.
Obviously, one of the things you can ask, hey, do you have anything, ladders, whatever it takes, and you're able to not have to put the ladders up on the roof today because he's told you I got an 8, it looks like a 14-footer in there, and then this scaffolding.
Then scaffolding, I mean, it's kind of like
cool.
That's not ideal, but this customer has it dialed in, so it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I didn't have to worry too much about that.
Sometimes you get being lucky is better than being good, let me tell you, right?
I agree with that. These guys right here, everybody uses these, but these go in the machine every time I wash one. We use the 2-bucket method on all of our vehicles, so we make sure they don't have any deposits inside. This customer really keeps this vehicle like a car, so these are pretty much brand new. This has been washed, this has been used one time, so your extension
this RV
holes,
right here, I don't know a lot about RVs, but this RV right here, I could tell. What I do know is that's gonna be clear coat, that's not gel coat. Clear coated, painted RV, so it's really no different than doing a car.
Right, just a bigger car,
just a bigger car.
And you want to make sure it looks like that, so when the customer comes back out to see their RV, it looks fantastic. So you've got extension poles. You just want to make sure you have everything you need. This case, I was a little lucky since they had the ladders and the scaffolding, so I didn't have to bring all of my materials with that. Use a ladder rack for a vehicle like that.
Well, thanks, Al. I appreciate the time and showing us what it takes to be prepared to be mobile to get the job done. So
absolutely.
Thank you for the time, sir.
Well, thanks for having me. Appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. Guys, we'll catch you next time. If you're a detailer and want to tell Chad and the polishing school how you do things, reach out to us, follow us on Instagram, shoot us a message, come out. We want to see how you do it because you're the professional, and we learn as much from you guys as you could possibly learn from us, and then it makes us better to be able to serve you better, knowing what you guys need and how you guys do it. Till next time, thanks guys for watching, and catch you later.